You check your oxygen gauge before breakfast. It's a habit now, like checking your phone. But imagine if one morning the number didn't look right. That's the morning Elton wakes up to. The habitat's main oxygen recycler has failed overnight. Not a warning, a full failure. The backup tank reads 12 hours of breathable air, and the resupply drone isn't due for 6 days. What would you do first? Elton doesn't panic. He spent years building things that aren't supposed to exist yet. Pressure seals from scrap metal, greenhouse frames from rover parts. His mind goes straight to the numbers. 12 hours, one habitat. One idea half-formed, sitting in his notebook for months. He'd been sketching a backup system using electrolysis, splitting water into oxygen and hydrogen using solar power. It's not science fiction. NASA's real MOXIE experiment aboard the Perseverance rover already proved that oxygen can be pulled directly from the Martian atmosphere using electrochemistry. Elton's idea borrows the same principle, scaled down, built from spare parts, and powered by whatever solar charge the habitat has left. But a sketch isn't a machine, and 6 hours from now, the air starts running thin enough to feel it. He empties his tool locker onto the floor. Wiring, a cracked solar panel, the water tank from the greenhouse module, the one growing the colony's only crop of potatoes, grown using techniques based on real, NASA-funded research into Martian soil simulants. If he drains it for oxygen, the crop dies. If he doesn't, he might not be around to worry about the crop at all. What would you sacrifice first? He drains the tank. Hour 8. The machine hums to life on the workbench, wires bent at odd angles, one bad connection away from doing nothing at all. The first reading comes back low. Too low. Elton doesn't stop to feel discouraged. He rechecks the electrode spacing, a small fix, the kind of detail only someone who understands his own machines down to the wire would catch. Hour 10. The oxygen ticks up. Not fast, but it's real. Here's the twist nobody in the habitat expected. The biggest danger was never the atmosphere outside. It's the machine indoors. Quiet failures in the very systems built to keep you alive. Real Martian air is thin, cold, and almost entirely carbon dioxide, over 95% of it, and utterly unbreathable on its own. But the technology that can turn that same toxic air into something to breathe already exists in early form, tested by real missions, refined a little more with every rover that lands. Elton watches the gauge climb through the last 2 hours, patched together from scraps and stubbornness. Let's say this is what it actually takes to survive somewhere that was never built for you. Not one grand invention, but a dozen small, desperate fixes stacked one on top of another. By hour 12, the habitat holds steady. The greenhouse is dry. The potatoes might not make it, but everyone breathing tonight does. A future possibility could be habitats where systems like Elton's aren't emergency fixes, but everyday equipment, engineered before the crisis, not during it. Real research into in situ resource utilization, using what a planet already has instead of hauling everything from Earth, is exactly the science this fictional night is built on. You checked your oxygen gauge this morning without thinking twice. Imagine if, one day, on a planet 96 million miles closer to the sun than home, someone checked theirs and had 12 hours to make their own air. And made it.